George Carlin once said, 10 sounds official. It's a psychologically satisfying number. So here we are with our first top 10 list of the channel. My top 10 favorite releases for the Transformers WFC Siege Toy line. I almost skipped Ultra Magnus completely, but I got a good deal on the spoiler pack version you see here. Despite his flaws and really pathetic characterization in the Netflix show, I couldn't help really liking this figure. The nods to RID Magnus in vehicle mode are a particular favorite feature of mine. He's not perfect, but he does look like a guy who could possibly deal with things now. Runt represents a gimmick I would have loved as a kid. The weaponizers becoming armor for the other figures is a great way to update guys like Brunt. And he looks awesome in robot mode. I don't even mind that he's a parts former. Despite that Ironhide was the first Siege figure I bought, Ratchet, I feel, did the design a little more justice. Probably because I have fond memories of tracking down a G1 Ratchet back in the day. But I just like this figure, and think it's a great representation of the character. On the one hand, it is an absolute crime that Springer wasn't in the Netflix series. On the other, I could say that he was saved from a terrible fate. Either way, I like this toy. While I loved the thrilling 30 IDW version's look, I find myself enjoying this figure just a little more. I don't know if it's the easier transformation or the classic cartoon look. Maybe it's the ankle tilts. If there's one thing that roped me into Siege, it was the release of more obscure characters like Flywheels. Skytread. That will get my attention every time. But if you want to keep my attention, you release new versions of obscure characters I love. Enter Slam Dance. I never thought I'd see this guy from Hasbro again, but here he is. Now, he's not made of 2 cassettes, but honestly, this is a cool update and a clever way to reuse the Skytread mold. Another bot I never thought we'd see again. Impactor was even more of a shock to see. Though this isn't my favorite version of the mold, it's a pretty solid figure. And even after the shock of his existence wore off, I still found myself enjoying his presence. Another mold I had planned to skip, but when I saw the beautiful Netflix version with its darker colors and cool battle scars, I decided this was worth picking up. There's been a lot of Megatrons over the years, so it's easy to dismiss them, but there's something about this Siege version in particular that I just really like. The true star of the Netflix series, Scrapface, was a nice looking repaint that I originally wasn't going to bother with, but after seeing him on screen, I had to have him. The refractor mold itself is actually pretty awesome. It's got excellent articulation, and although its individual alt mode is something, it's the combined form, as outrageous as it is, that really captures the true image of what makes this a special release. This will never not be a cool color scheme, and I personally feel Sidewipe should be permanently changed to it. I love Generation 2, and this look on an already pretty awesome figure just nails everything that was great about 90s Transformers. As you can see, I loved it so much I had to take it up a notch and bling my figure out with extra parts and some gorgeous Toy Hacks decals. When I decided to do this list, there was no other choice but Spinster for number 1. Easily the best deluxe mold of the line, and one of my personal favorites. Spinster is that perfect blend of wacky colors with his pink and turquoise and his insane articulation. His transformation is fun, with lots of crazy twists and turns. The only negative I have is he didn't come with his Target Master pals. Here I have Singe with him, but Hair Splitter is next to impossible to get. There you have my top 10 War for Cybertron Siege toys. Say what you will about the show, and believe me, I have said a lot. The toy line itself was pretty damn cool, with some true gems.